Okay, the fixed our big problem here. Let's field strip our AR-15. Now, like I said, weapon's clear. It's all pretty simple. You got your two pins located, one here in the rear. Push that out. Over here, pull it up. One up here on the front. Now, an original Colt, an actual Colt rifle, does not have a removable front pin. All you have to clean the gun like this. There was another crap design of the early ARs, okay, which was problematic because you had to have the gun in two pieces like that to clean it, which is a pain. So basically now we have our lower assembly. There's your two pins. Everyone should know this. A little bit of grime on this, so I'll get a brush and just brush this out. But generally, nothing gets down inside there. That's not the problem area. Okay, as long as your pins don't walk in that. Buffer got a little bit of discoloration on it, but that ain't nothing. It's got an H buffer in there too. Good, but then again, taking a look at this cool ass gun. I mean, the finish or whatever coating they put on there is nice, durable. It's all together tight. But that's basically all you have to worry about here. Where the problem lies is you have to go pop your operating handle back, remove your bolt and bolt carrier, which is this here, then get your operating handle up. Now, I don't know if you can see or look down in there. Let me get my flashlight. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse me because I've got to use my bad hand to point and the other to hold the light. Now, if you look inside the receiver here, you can see that the inside of the walls here are covered with this crud. And even towards the ejection port. Then here, where the tube comes, right there where that tip is, it's all that built up junk crud. You see it looks like the inside of a barbecue grill in there. They've been putting oil on the goddamn gun and shooting it and not cleaning it. And that's what it does. It turns into this black sludge. Now, this area here where you lock up on the end of the barrel, I don't know what you call it, down in here, this has to be cleaned. Which you can see they have not done. That's full of the same crud, and even where that little pointer is, there's a coating of shit in there that, you know, all of that builds up. That's a tight lockup in there. So when that gets full of this sludge stuff, your bolt isn't going to close all the way. It'll cause malfunctions. This gunk built up here, this stuff, will slow the bolt carrier traveling to its position, okay? This is the cause of this. You got to clean all of this out. And yeah, it is a royal pain in the ass to get in there and clean out all of this, clean this out, clean that out. It takes time. But that is what's causing the gun to malfunction. It's just built up with a ton of crap. Okay? Now we'll go on and look at the bolt group. Okay, here we have the bolt carrier group with the bolt head. Is this here. This is what actually rotates and locks in that area. Okay, as you can see, just touching this, it's covered with all kinds of crud here and there. So what you would do is you push this back, go to the side here, and pull out this cotter pin. Okay, and then this will release the firing pin from the bolt carrier group. And if you look at this firing pin, it has a huge buildup right down at the base there. Flip it around for you. See that huge buildup of carbon down there? That's what's causing his light strikes. because this was getting in the way and it's actually building up on that back rim. And you go out in the cold with oil on it, it's going to get sluggish. It isn't going to travel, and it's in the bolt like it should when the hammer strikes it. So then you go and you rotate the tab, and then you pull this key out here, and then you can pull the bolt itself out. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Battery's going out. Okay, like I said, the bolt, this area here, this has all carbon built up down on that little neck and stem in there. That's problematic. This whole thing is black, and black stuff's coming off on my hands. The bolt face isn't too terrible, but you got to clean all this, and them little piston rings are important. Also, down inside the bolt carrier, that's got to be chrome lined, or it is chrome lined on a higher quality bolt. And you see it's all black in there, and once we clean it, you'll see the difference. Now this cup on the top, that's the thing that when this locks into place, that little tube goes into this cup. So every time you fire it, a blast of gas tapped right out of the barrel, which will include powder fouling, blows down when this bolt travels backwards, blows down, or the bolt carrier, I'm sorry, blows down, and carbon gets all over the inside of the gun in that area of the upper receiver and all over this. And this migrates it into that recess there where this locks into the barrel. Okay? That's what's creating all the problems, is all this stuff is gummy, and then when the gun starts running slow, people put oil on it or something, and it just makes everything worse. Okay? You have to take, like field stripping it, you have to take this weapon apart each and every time you shoot it and clean all this off. Why? Because say you shoot 10, 20 rounds, well, it's not that dirty. Well, some of this builds up. When you go and fire the gun, say you fire a few hundred rounds through it, any residue left on there, you're going to heat that stuff up and bake it on to these parts, to where then you're going to have to use like a brass brush or something to clean this up. And I mean, this is the 4th time this guy brings this gun to me. This is a top-of-the-line firearm, but he has these problems after he burns 800, 1,000 rounds of steel-cased ammo through it that don't want to function. It's it's misfiring, it's not ejecting, and hopefully you can see what the problem is. Now it's basically just kind of going through and soaking this stuff and trying to clean it up. So let's get started on that.